Coming up in this episode, York Knights lose a star man, Leigh's ambitious bid for New Zealand forward, and a war of words and strikes from rugby league players in Australia. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel Hell Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to continue seeing more. Well, we're going to begin the episode with the sort of civil war that's going on at the moment between the National Rugby League and the Rugby League Players Association down in Australia, as there has been a little upheaval due to the NRL's, shall we say, lack of give when it goes to the CBA, which is the collective bargaining agreement, as NRL players are reportedly set to boycott the competition's official launch and all promotional activity in a protest against the organisation's delay to finalising the new CBA. Granola's playing group reportedly began the protest against the NRL on Monday after they refused to be interviewed or take photos, according to the Daily Telegraph in Australia. Veteran back rower Wade Graham reportedly broke the news to photographer Grant Truville, who had set up all his equipment ready for the shoots at the PointsBet Stadium. The Dragons then followed the Sharks' lead on Monday night when the clubs cancelled a media opportunity scheduled for the Tuesday morning. A Dragon Club official confirmed that the cancellation was part of the players escalating the collective bargaining agreement standoff with the NRL. Other NRL clubs are reportedly set to join the boycott as a protest against the NRL for delaying the finalising of the CBA. So it's quite a big action between all the players. And on the Twitter page Rugby League Players Association, Christian Welsh said, "We've really been waiting to get around the table to talk to the NRL, but there's been a lack of respect. I don't think they take the RLPA seriously. We're not going to ask for anything unreasonable, which has been really frustrating. We just want to get on with our jobs and play footy. We've been ready to go since last November and it's just been delays. The women's team are the ones who are doing it particularly tough at the moment. None of them are able to sign any contracts, so if you get injured at training or at work, your chances of securing a contract are small." One of the comments that really caught my eye was about what the RLPA and the players really want from these negotiations and what the outcome should be. And Chad Townsend was one that came up with a few of the reasons in his comments. "We want a well-funded past players programme, better funding for injury hardship fund, funding for medical support fund, agreement rights on our employment conditions, match fees outside the cap, and a first ever CBA for women. Their salary cap announcement doesn't resolve any of that, but it's a way of hindering our wishes." The Cowboys' comments was followed by Broncos' comments from Kurt Capewell, as "We didn't ask for a salary cap without a CBA. We want to negotiate and agree to a CBA that includes a salary cap. That's how all major sports work. Instead, the NRL have tried to bypass the RLPA and wave a shiny toy by increasing salary cap in front of the players and ignore the other vitally important areas we've been advocating for." In December, the NRL announced its salary cap for the next 5 years, angering the players who had not signed off on the new CBA until that point. The NRL offered $1.347 billion in total player payments, up from $918 million in the previous CBA. The NRL announced a salary cap of $12.1 million, which is 25% increase on the 2022 model. An NRL spokesman said on Monday, "We are aware some players not participating in today's club photo session with the NRL staff. We are in ongoing discussions with the RLPA regarding these and other issues and look forward to an exciting 2023 season for our fans." That wasn't the best statement, was it, for what the players are after and addressing those comments what have come out. You can see what players want. They want a better working environment. They want their workers' rights in place, like all reasonable employees would want from member employers. Safety, benefits, it's all there. But at this point in time, the NRL are just gone, "Oh, we're going to give you this amount of money, you sort it out." But they've still got to negotiate the collective bargaining agreement. They haven't done that yet. We'll have to see how this rumbles on. Could it delay the NRL starting the season? I doubt it. Will affect some of the rugby league functions before then and the beginning of the season. When it comes to what they need to grow their financial sponsorship support, the NRL would need to get round that table sharpish. And now we come to reports that came out at the end of last week, with Leopards contemplating an audacious move for New Zealand powerhouse international Waerea Hargreaves. Rugby League Live understands the newly promoted Super League club had held internal discussions over the prop, a three-time NRL champion with the Sydney Roosters. Waerea Hargreaves, 33, is off contract with the Roosters at the end of the season, but Leigh are looking for an addition in time for their Super League return, with the pack arrival with their current priority. The departure of Blake Ferguson has opened up a salary cap spot, which they have been keen to use on the forward, ideally in the coming weeks. Waerea Hargreaves had an indifferent Rugby League World Cup, despite playing in the semi-finals, but Leigh see that as they are thought to make tentative inquiries about his potential availability. Though it's unclear how feasible it would be to land a deal. Waerea Hargreaves earns a reported $700,000, £396,000, and there is no indication publicly that the Roosters need to clear salary cap space. He remains contracted for the season with the club. With that all being said though, Castellans Dragons, a club with close connections with the Roosters, are reportedly to have considered a deal several months back for the New Zealand international, suggesting there could be a potential interest from the Roosters side to do a bit of business. It's unclear whether the forward is interested in the Super League move himself. When he was last asked about a potential move to the competition by Rugby League Live last year, he cast doubt over any future arrival of himself in Super League. And I don't know, bro. I'm nearly 34. We'll see. I'm loving footy here, the passion from the supporters, and I really like this style of footy over here as well. With that though, if Leigh were to further act and land the deal, it will go down as an incredible coup for Adrian Lamb's newly promoted side. He is not without talent, obviously, as he has won 33 appearances for New Zealand, won the NRL 3 times with the Roosters in 2013, 2018 and 2019. He also started in the Roosters' 3 subsequent World Club Challenge victories too. Leigh are who are thought to be considering their options, have overseen a recruitment drive that's seen them land the likes of Zach Hardacre, Ricky Lulatelli, as well as recent signing Amila Hanley, who will join the wing after Ferguson's departure from the club, but still see a forward as needed to finish off their business before the 2023 season starts. It's going to be a tough one, and whether they can get an overseas forward with the quality of Waerea Hargreaves is another factor. We'll have to see what comes of it, but at this time, it's more than likely going to be a no-go. Leigh have big hopes, and so that they can stay in Super League for 2024. And finally, they're not the only club, but York Knights have been dealt a blow on the verge of the championship campaign, with halfback Brendan O'Hagan set to leave the club. Rugby League Live understands the Australian who represented Ireland in the Rugby League World Cup is returning down under for personal reasons. O'Hagan arrived at the Knights from New South Wales Cup side Mount Pritchard Mounties ahead of the 2021 season and went on to play an important role in the past two campaigns, though injuries at times have kept him off the field. Despite strong competition in the halves, O'Hagan was selected regularly. But now, with his departure actually confirmed by the player himself, what is going to be a blow for Andrew Henderson before his first season in charge following James Ford's departure. Nevertheless, the Knights still have cover in the position, with Ata Hingano, Liam Harris and Jamie Ellis all still competing for the place in the spine. Commenting on the situation, "It's been a long, hard thought decision," he said. For my personal life at the moment, it's the right time to be back home in Australia and a lot closer to my family. It's tough going across the other side of the world without your family around you. Now is the right time for myself and my family to go back and be a lot closer to them. Really enjoyed my time in York, but going home in the off season to see my family for the first time since I moved away, it was really made my decision about what I want. However, the last few months it has been tough, and I'm happy I made the decision. I wish the club nothing but success in the coming years. I'm sure that in the next few years they'll be up in Super League and be a heavy hitter there too. While it is said that he is sad to see O'Hagan go, the Knights head coach Henderson is comfortable with his halfback options. "It's really disappointing because I know what a quality player and person Brandon is," said Henderson. "I was looking forward to working with him and developing him further as a player and as a person, and I know he had the quality which would have added to this team. But the reality is you can't control how people are thinking and feeling. This is just another challenge you face as a head coach, and we'll get through it. We've got two quality fit halfbacks in Liam Harris, Ata Hingano, with Jamie Ellis on the return. Plus we have Jesse D and Matty Marsh, who can play in the halves too. I've got confidence that whoever we choose in the halfback positions will understand our system, what we need, and they'll deliver. York aren't the only team to lose a player as they've decided to go back to Australia, as London Broncos have lost their Italy international hooker, who is born and bred in Australia. The Broncos confirmed that Ronnie Palumbo has returned to Australia and will play no part in the club's 2023 campaign. The 31-year-old signed for the Broncos at the beginning of last season and made 22 appearances during his time in the capital. The clubs say that they respect Ronnie's decision to return to his country of birth and departs with their very best wishes for the future. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that nice notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way in the near future. Tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode in the comment section below, as it's open for business. London and York lose a player each ahead of the season's start, open up some player spots, but low with the two positions being key for their push. Waerea Hargreaves going to Leigh. I think that's a no-goer, but you tell me in the comments below, should he give it a tilt? And the strike, the NRL, the RLPA, when it comes to it, the collective bargaining agreement needs to be sorted out, because we'll be seeing more and more of these disgruntlements as time goes on. But anyway, tell me in the comments what your thoughts are. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to stay safe. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next episode.